We've now come down to Malacca town itself. Now, sadly, we're only going to be spending 2 nights here, which means that we're not going to get much time to explore, which I think is a bit of a shame, because I think both Liz and I are really going to like this place.
Malacca is UNESCO listed as an important heritage town, and its biggest claim to fame, of course, is its incredible maritime history. So we're here at the Maritime Museum just to find out a little bit about it. We don't know anything, done no research, but we're going to find out about it inside. This is the entrance, and it's a replica of a Portuguese ship that was sank off the coast 500 years ago or so, and it's called the Flor de la Mer. So let's go have a look and see what's going on in there. This is a replica of what the captain's cabin would have looked like, and if any of you have seen Pirates of the Caribbean, it does bear some resemblance to the Disney idea. The sign tells us here that we should be looking at all of the equipment that the captain used, and that will give us some idea of what we've learned over the centuries. Malacca's unique maritime history is rich with 700 years of influence from east and west. It was established and developed as an important trading post from the early Malacca Sultanate through to the Portuguese, Dutch and British eras. In the 14th century, this sleepy fishing village was named by Paramaswara, a Hindu prince from Sumatra, who had been kicked out of Singapore by the Siamese. He developed it into a trading port. Its protected position in the Malacca Strait meant that traders in exotic spices and other desirables from Arabia, India and China were able to wait out the monsoons in comfort before catching the trades home to their respective countries. Many traders settled and married the local Malays, leading to the intermingling of multiple cultures. Even today, Malacca is a rich blend of influence and heritage. In 1405, the Chinese Muslim admiral Cheng Ho arrived in Malacca with gifts from the Ming Emperor and the promise of protection against groups from neighbouring Johor, Siam and Aceh. By mid-15th century, the port had adopted Islam as its main religion. But when the Portuguese arrived in 1509, they set about converting Malacca's citizens to Christianity. While their superior firepower made it easy to conquer the port, they could not force Muslim merchants from Arabia and India to continue trading there. Although their main interest lay in Indonesia, in 1609 the Dutch took over from the Portuguese and re-established Malacca as a centre for trade. They built public buildings and churches which still remain today. By 1824, Malacca was under British control, but Singapore rapidly eclipsed the old port, and it returned to being the sleepy backwater of earlier times. That was the first bit of the museum inside this replica. It's absolutely brilliant, it's beautifully done. The best thing for me were the mannequin, what do you call them, dioramas with the beautiful bronze figures, fantastically detailed. But the best thing of all, and I think Jamie probably agrees, were the ships, the models of the ships going way, way back for hundreds and hundreds of years. There's an incredible British galleon, some Portuguese ships, all the local barks and all the different types of ships they use. The detail's amazing.
Malacca, of course, was a very important trading port, and what we learned was how significant it was. In the, say, 1500s, there were 83 languages spoken in this area. There were 4 harbour masters, and the port of Malacca could house up to 2,000 vessels at any one time, so that kind of gives you an idea of how important this was on the east-west trading route of the seas. So this is super busy Jonker Street. It's a Thursday, and we've been told that at the weekends this place gets so busy that they end up with lots and lots of traffic jams, which is a shame really, because this is the main walking street. It's very nice, and we're pretty tired after a walk around the museum, so we found this little coffee shop right here which does superb coffee. It's so good, I had to have 2. As I say, it's starting to get really busy, and it's not even the weekend yet, so I dread to think what it's like at the weekends. But yeah, we're just going to relax here, have something to eat, and then we're going to go off, find a shopping mall, and then we're going to do something a bit cultural, and I've forgotten what it is, but probably have a beer. After a hard day's shopping in the shopping mall, buying our new activewear, which is obviously for sailing.
Yep.
We're knackered and we need a drink. So what better way to get back than on one of these completely offensive cycle couriers?
Yeah.
He's doing a grand job here because he's having to cart around probably twice the amount of weight that he's normally used to.
What's your name?
Shah.
Shah.
Yeah.
He's doing a really good job.
Thank you, Shah.
I think the thing is that, who are we kidding? We're tourists. We're where he gets his bread and butter from, so why not help the guy out? That's
Yeah.
my feeling. £5 if you can guess which beer is mine and which beer is Jamie's.
It was a super early start for us this morning, 4:30 to be precise. We did a live broadcast this morning from Port Dickson, and now it's time to get the boat ready to leave. We have a couple of clear days of not much wind. Most of the wind, remember, is southerly, so it's pretty much on the nose. So we think we're probably going to leave today to take advantage of having no wind, so at least we're motoring with nothing on the nose, or a little wind on the nose, inshallah. Anyway, just getting ready now. We've just had our guy Panny, who's based here, and he does the diesel run for us. So we've just taken on another 130 litres in jerry cans. Meanwhile, Liz is doing her job, which she has been tasked with and is very, very good at, as you may have seen in previous episodes. And that is to check the batteries, which she's doing now in her underpants. So if we have a look down this way.
You're not going to see my underpants, I hope. Anyway, 2 batteries done, two to go. Specific gravity is extremely healthy, and they just need a little bit of topping up with some distilled water. So, love these Trojans, they're so easy to use.
If you remember, a couple of weeks ago we took apart the VHF and found that we couldn't replace the handset because it's all integrated and weather sealed, so we got a new one. Just taking this apart now and examining it. It looks like the connection is there, so it's a case of popping that off, putting the new one in. The only problem is actually trying to get, if you see here, that's where the cable comes into the unit. That's the bit that seems to be a little bit tricky. This is glued in place inside here, and this piece here, if you can see that, that drops down like so to hold. If we look at the profile of the other one, so effectively that drops in place. And that's it done, really. Wasn't much to show apart from putting the casing back together. Just did a quick radio check as well on channel 16 and got a reply back straight away. So all good. That is now working. So at least now, if we run into trouble down the Malacca Strait, I feel a little bit more confident that we'll be able to communicate. As you can see, some people are busier than others. So here we are, having left the marina. It was all pretty straightforward actually, didn't need the help of the rope guys. And the rope guys? What on earth is a rope guy? Anyway, you know what I mean, the guys that work in the marina. It was a bit of a tight spot, you probably saw when we came in, but we just allowed the wind just to blow us out. And Liz is just clearing up the lines. I did volunteer to do it, but she was quite happy to do it herself. Overcast, hot. Weather forecast should be pretty straightforward, although we do have to watch out for those big Sumatras. We had one of those that came through the other night from the west, which was pretty nasty. We were in the marina, but we do know people that were out at anchor at the time, and they said it was quite full on. But anyway, it's nice to be back on the water and moving.
So, with full tanks, a VHF that works, batteries that are really in tip-top shape, and a really nice dose of culture, we were ready to head south to Singapore. If you're up to date with our movements in real time, if you follow us on Facebook and Instagram, you'll know that we made it all the way round to the east side of the peninsula, and we're here right now in Tioman. We're about to head off to the Anambas Islands, and that's quite a long way out into the South China Sea, and we're convinced there's absolutely no Wi-Fi when we get there. But don't worry, because we have worked out a way to upload our weekly vlogs while we're away. The only problem is going to be that we're not going to be able to answer those wonderful comments, incisive remarks that you guys make below the videos, but do keep making them, and when we're back, we'll go ahead, we'll go through them, and we'll reply to you. And don't forget, if you really enjoyed this particular video and if you like our channel, please share on social media. Use the share button below the video. You can share Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, whichever social media you use. It really helps us to spread the word. And finally, if you're not already a subscriber to YouTube, please subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell so that you get told every time we produce a new video or if we go live.